it's Jess from Peace Love Books, and today we're at the start of a reading vlog of reading the most hyped books on my TBR. Now, 3 of the 4 are like super hyped, and that's why I'm reading them now, and then the 4th one, I just like really want to read it because I've heard good things. And so the 4 books I want to read, the first one is Untouchable by Sam Mariano. Heard it's a bully romance, it's a dark romance. Some people love it, some people hate it. Then I have to read The Gravity of Us by Brittany C. Cherry because you guys picked it for me to read next for July, because it's July. Then I have chosen Fallen Crest High by Tijan. I have had this on my TBR since last May because I bought it when I met her and she signed it for me. So yeah. And then the last one that I said is not super hyped, but I just want to read it in this vlog, is Violent Delights by Jessica Hawkins. So I have big reading plans. Now 2 of these are pretty short. This one's I don't think not even 300 pages. Brittany C. Cherry's is 260, so I might start with this one. This one is surprisingly very long. It's 350 pages. And then Untouchable is, oh my god, almost 500 pages. This is 480 pages. That is a chunker. But I am not doing anything the next 2 days. So my sister works tonight and tomorrow night, so pretty much all day tomorrow. I just got to hang out. I need to pack orders for my restock for my shop tonight, and that's it. I did see the Women's World Cup soccer game today, and they won the World Cup 2 in a row. I love the women's team so much. My sister and I started watching the women's team last World Cup, and we're super into it. So of course we've been watching like every game this World Cup and following them along, and they're amazing. And Megan Rapinoe is just the best player ever. So super proud of the US women's team for winning. Hopefully they continue making strides for women in sports. They're amazing. But yeah, so I'm gonna read these. I did do a lot of online shopping yesterday, so we'll see when that stuff comes. I have a book coming tomorrow, so I can show you. I did get a really cool package from Simon Teen, I guess I can show you guys. I'm pretty sure it is. And it's from Mary H.K. Choi, who wrote Emergency Contact. So it says that on this really cool box. And so inside is really cool. So it has pins, which I think are really cute for the cover. So the book is permanent record, and the inside's all decorated, and they got an arc of this actually, and look how cool that box is. That's a pretty cool box. And this is the book, and I did not read Emergency Contact. I've just heard mixed things about it because like everybody was being sponsored to read it when it came out, and so I never got around to it. And this comes out in September, and it is actually new adult. It's about a guy who dropped out of college actually, and he's working the graveyard shift at a deli, and he meets a pop star at that deli. So sounds interesting. I really like the cover, and so it's a chunker too. This is over 400 pages, but that's really cool. So thank you to Simon Teen for sending me this book. They're older characters, so I think I'll really enjoy this, so we'll see. It's a really cool box that I got. But yeah, that's all I have for you. I will update you what I read. I don't know which one I'm going to read first. Maybe I'll ask my Instagram peeps what they want me to read. I do need to make my Reading Rush TBR and Tropathon TBR because those are all both happening the same week. But I don't know how long I'll be this vlog. Maybe 3 days? However long it takes me to read these 4 books. Can I do it in 3 days? We'll see. You guys, I just finished this. It's pretty short, 260 pages, and it's 12:45, about around there, if my watch size work. Yep, 12:45, and I still feel tears on my eyes. This book was amazing. It is book 4 in the series. I've only read book 1. I literally don't feel like I missed anything. I don't even know if they are, how they're connected. If they're connected, they're definitely all standalones. The emotions in this book, the writing in this book, so good. I honestly am not going to tell you a single thing about this book. I knew nothing going in. I just knew some people said it was sad. I know some people love this book and said it's the best of the series. I read book 1. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars, like 3.5. It was good. You know, nothing special. This book, though, was so special. And it's like, it's a romance, but it's way more than about their romance. It's about 2 people who find each other the worst time of their lives, and so if you like that kind of angst of people who just find it so hard to be together, you will love this book. I love books like that. I love books that tear at my heartstrings, and this was amazing. 5 out of 5 stars. You can bet this is going to be in the top 10 of the year. This is probably in the top 10 of all time of books I've read, honestly. The emotions behind it. There were times when I just sat there and just looked at the writing. I was like, how is this writing so beautiful? It was not flowery, but not, it wasn't over the top. She had just the right amount of just beautiful prose that didn't get annoying. Our main character is quirky, but not annoyingly quirky. You know how authors have that quirky character and everything about them reminds you that they're quirky? That wasn't our character. She was just naturally quirky. Graham is your typical really hard, angry, mean hero who doesn't want help from anybody, doesn't want love from anybody. He just wants to figure things out on his own, even though he can't. So good. I was crying so much. Like, there weren't like full-blown like sobs, but I don't do that in books. If I sit there and cry, I try to tell myself not to, and like can feel the tears the entire time I'm reading this book. I still feel like tears are about to fall thinking about this book. So beautiful. So good. Oh, so good. Honestly, one of my favorites of the year. And I think all of you need to read it. If you want a good cry, if you want a good romance that just makes you so frustrated but just so in love, you need to read this book. Oh my god. I don't even know what else to say. It was just perfect and I loved it, and now I don't even know what to read next. I did put on Instagram if you guys thought I should read this one or this one, and everybody voted for this, and so this is done. I don't know if I should go for something lighter with Falling Crest University, and it's shorter. Well, it's 350 pages. This one's the shortest on my TBR aside from this, so this one's almost 300, so maybe I should save this one for when I'm busier and just maybe go into this, or just Fitbit's yelling at me to walk because I haven't done anything today except for walk my dogs. I'm gonna go to the gym later, don't worry, but maybe I'll just read this one since it's longer and get part of it read today and then feel like I have less tomorrow. And it's a dark romance, so it's gonna be a lot different than the heavy emotional stuff that this one is. So maybe I'll start this next. Everyone's been telling me to read it, and it like says it's a dark romance everywhere. It says there and it says up here that it's a dark romance. And here, so it says 3 times on the cover it's a dark romance. So maybe I should read this since I've read a very emotional book and I'm like emotioned out right now. Hi, Miss Darcy. Oh, careful. Want to say hi? Come on. Oh, it's the Miss Darcy. Will you say hi to everybody? She just don't want to. She's so cute. Okay. Hi guys, it's Tuesday. It's 11. I went to the gym this morning, changed my glasses up. She found a bone. She's so cute. And I walked the dogs when my sister got home. And then I have licorice all in my teeth right now. But I showered, got ready for the day, ran an errand, went to Hobby Lobby, got some fabric that I needed and I was looking for a friend. So that's all done. I'm finally home. I was going to update you yesterday, but I had a lot to say about one of these books that I started, and I went to the gym yesterday afternoon, so I felt like I was just like gross looking and I didn't want to sit down and explain this all to you, so it's going to take a bit of explaining. So from my last update, I told you guys I was reading Untouchable by Sam Mariano. I've since then put it down, and sorry, Darcy's drinking if you can hear that in the background. I need to spoil the first 50 pages of this in order to tell my thoughts. So if you don't want to listen to this, skip ahead. If you don't want any spoilers, but the first 50 pages of this, I was not feeling. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna be a romance, and I'm not liking it, and I saw the romance was gonna be with the main guy, and I'm just like, no. So I told you it said on 3 different places it's a dark romance. It says right here, it says up here, and then it says here, if you're triggered or sensitive to common dark romance genre, realize that before starting this book. I love dark romance. I love T.M. Fraser. I love motorcycle romances. I love it when the characters go through some bad things and have to go through a lot of trials to get to the person they want to be with. So like in a book I just read, the main character's hands got nailed to a chair and she was kidnapped. That's pretty dark. And in the King series of T.M. Fraser, some characters do get sexually assaulted, some get raped, not by their love interest. The first 30 pages of this book, our main character is confronted by 3 football players, one of which has already sexually assaulted her and she got him kicked off the football team. He's mad, so him and his friends corner her in school in a classroom and force her to perform oral sex on one of them. And guess who the love interest is? The guy that forced her to perform oral sex on him. Like, if that happened in a romance and it was a different guy she falls for, yeah, that's awful, and I don't want to read 30 pages about that, but at least the love interest isn't a rapist. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know a lot of people love this book. A lot of people are like, it's fiction. That's what I always say about books I like student-teacher romances. It's fiction. It's not happening in real life. But like, that was definitely non-consensual sex happening. It was horrifying. It was reading 30 pages of girl being sexually assaulted. Straight up sexually assaulted. She didn't want any part of it. She kept on saying no. She kept on begging no. And he is supposed to be the love interest and actually fall in love with her, and she falls in love with him. There is nothing attractive about someone who sexually assaults women. Nothing. I could not support this. I get it's fiction. I get people like it. But then after that happens, she goes home. She doesn't tell anybody because he's big man on campus and he can get away with whatever he wants. And he's like, oh, I could go into the middle of the mall and shoot someone and someone would wipe off my hands for me because he can get away with anything. And he ends up going to her house and acting like her boyfriend to her mom. And her mom is yelling at her for being so rude to this boy who obviously likes her. And I'm like, there's so much wrong with this right now, especially in today's day and age of sexual assault and giving women voices about sexual assault. And so I know the author says this is dark and deals with dark topics. There's nothing attractive about someone who is a rapist. There's nothing attractive about a man who sexually assaults people. So I could not continue reading this knowing our main love interest literally forced the main character, who is going to be his love interest, to perform oral sex. How could she look past the fact that he violated her and pretty much raped her and fall in love with him? And this is 500 pages. So I don't think I could have read 500 pages of a main character like that. I couldn't. I'm sorry. I don't see that as a dark romance. I see that as a twisted, unnecessary romance that I'm not for. That is not what dark romance is. That's not what I define dark romance as, so I am putting that down. I don't know if I'll ever pick it up. I did buy it from the author. I got a sign from the author, so we'll see. But that's not something I want to read. So I did end up picking up Violent Delights by Jessica Hawkins. This is a dark romance. Her dad is part of the Mexican cartel. Her mom is murdered in the beginning of the book. She witnesses her mother's murder and is kind of kidnapped by the guy who does it and left for her father to find. So like, that's dark romance. There's murder, there's kidnapping, all that stuff. There's nothing like that other book. This is really, really good so far, and what I love about it though is that like, she believes she's in love with the one boy that she grew up with, but it's gonna be the romance with his older brother who was accused of murdering her mom. So I love a good taboo romance because this is obviously a guy that supposedly killed her mom, and it is the older brother of the guy she thinks she's in love with. And now she thinks she's in love with this guy because they've been growing up together and they've had a long distance relationship, so they've never really been a couple together. So that's why I feel like she doesn't really know what she's doing when it comes to the relationship factor. But it's so good so far, and I have 200 pages left, and I'm gonna read the rest of this probably today. And this is kind of dark romance I like, not this. If you did like it, I get it. People on Instagram have been telling me they liked it. Okay, you do you. But that's not something I can stand behind, so I really enjoying this so far. Yeah, and we'll see how far I get. And that's my update for you. See, it took a lot longer for me to explain this than I could do yesterday. So that's really my update for you. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm going to go see Spider-Man tomorrow, which is exciting. I have a chiropractor appointment tomorrow. And that's all I have going on. So I will talk to you guys later today, definitely, and update you on this book. Hey guys, so it is 5:30 on Tuesday, and I just finished dinner. We tried out a new Chinese place, and it's really good. Got the honey chicken, and then we got chicken mei fun, and I love chicken mei fun, so that was delicious. And I have finished another book for you guys. I read Violent Delights by Jessica Hawkins. And this one, super short, it was just under 300 pages. I think it was 298, and I really loved it. Not as a romance though, because I feel like she's not going to end up with the guy that she has the relationship with in the first book. I think there's definitely really lots of angst with her and the brother of her current boyfriend. I think I talked about it already. And so nothing really happens in this one with that relationship. So I think it's going to definitely carry over into book 2 though. I do own book 2. I'm not going to read it yet though. So it's going to be a trilogy. If you like drug cartel romances, you'll love this. Her dad is like the leader of the Mexican drug cartel, and her boyfriend Diego's parents were in another one, and then her boyfriend's brother has come back after the prologue, and he's been gone for like 10 years, and he is now a leader of his own cartel. So Mexican drug lords here. It's not really mafia, but it's just like the mafia in the US. So I really loved it. I'm gonna 5 out of 5 stars. I couldn't stop reading it. Lots of action and secrets, and you still don't know things, and I think I have an idea, but I don't know for certain. So it's really fun, but definitely think it is as a whole probably better books 1, 2, and 3 instead of like if it's just a story on its own. It's not that much because it leaves so much unanswered questions, but I really enjoyed it, and there's super slow burn angsty romance that doesn't even happen in this book that I know is gonna happen later. So yeah. So I was gonna pick up Merrick by N. Nelson, but I was reading reviews and they seem not so great. A lot of people DNF this book. It has like a 3.9 rating on Goodreads right now, and it's a motorcycle romance, and this guy decides to take home this girl who's like another leader's daughter, and it's their romance. So I don't know. He's very alpha is what the review said. So I don't know. I'm really in the mood for another dark romance though, so I think I'm going to pick up Undeniable by Madeline Sheehan. I haven't even hauled this because I've been trying to fix it because it came dented. And I believe it was the mail's fault, but I bought this used, so it's not like I can like throw a fit. It has like the faintest smoke smell, I feel like. The back makes it sound like really good. It's got a really cheesy cover though, so I don't even care for the cover. I don't even know what that girl's doing in the background there. I'm gonna read this. So it's super short too though. This one is like 250 pages. So both characters are in the MC life. So she's the daughter of someone who's an MC president, and he is the son of one, from different MC clubs. So I'll try it out. I really want to read an MC, and then maybe I'll read this next. I don't know. I'm not really in the mood for Fallen Crest High because it is a high school romance, and I just want something dark and motorcycle-y. You know, when you get in that mood. So I'm gonna read this. I did want to share a couple of booktubers I've been loving because my really close friend Lacey from Book Lovers for Life on Instagram, she did the live show with me for the Fallen Men Read Along, posted her first YouTube video, and she reads so many romances, more than I do, and we have such similar tastes in books. So if you want to follow Lacey down below. She just posted her first video. Yeah, we love a lot of the same romances, and she's definitely romance centered. So glad we have some more romance on BookTube. Then I also discovered Melissa H's channel. She's an open book on Instagram, but on YouTube it's just Melissa H. She's been reading a lot of romances lately, and I recently discovered her. She only joined BookTube in January, so she's only been around for 6 months, 7 months now, and I love her videos. I've been binging all of them. She will be linked down below as well. She recently just binged a ton of Kindle Unlimited books that I'm super interested in. She did read some Gianna Darling, so it made me really happy, and she did do like a Forbidden Romance Rex video, a bunch that I've already read. And so if you want more romances like I read, check her out. She also reads a ton of fantasy though too, so she mixes up a bit. I love her videos. Definitely been stalking her videos because I think I watched like 10 in one day because I was so excited to find a new romance booktuber. So I watch her, and I recommend you too. And the last one I have to share with you that I recently found is Shelby Taggart Reads. I hope I said her last name right. She is newer on BookTube, I think, too, and she reads a lot of romance. She reads a crap ton of books, too. I don't know how she reads that many. And she recently did the Summerathon, I believe, and I know she's talked about, like, R.S. Gray, and she's talked about a lot of different romance authors. She does also read a lot of thrillers, too, but I've been watching a lot of her videos as well. So if you want some more romance booktubers, see them linked down below. I have 3 that I've recently discovered since Lacey Lacey just posted a video and I'm so proud, and the other two. So check the links down below and go give them a follow because you should. Alright, so I'm gonna go and see if I have some TV to watch with my sister and read some motorcycle romance. Even though like the bendiness is gonna really bother me as I read. But it's fine. It's been under something heavy for a while. I need something even heavier to put this under, so that I can see it can be straight like that and not bent like that. I'll fix it, it's fine. Lily gonna lay down with me? No? Alright, well, Darcy's being a cutie over there. They never lay on the floor. Ever. She can come up here? Come here. Hi. You want him between my legs? Okay. Oh, you're gonna get the bone? You're gonna get the bone? Okay. Lily's like, what's going on? Okay, so I am reading my book. And I am pretty far into it. About 150 pages into it. You guys, this is very, very MC. Oh, Lily's gonna go to the couch. Yep. They love that chair. They always fight over it, but Darcy's over here with me. This book is very, 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 very MC. So, the main guy interest doesn't do great things, and they fight over stupid things, and he's very alpha, but I'm loving it. It starts when she's 5 and he's 23. I think there's a 16-year age gap though, so 22, 21, he's 21 and she's 5. And then it spans to when now she's 30, so it's definitely taking on very long timeline, but I don't mind it. I'm actually really loving it. I was in the mood for a really MC romance, and that's what this is. I'm loving it. If you love motorcycle romances, you will love, love, love this. And it reminds me a lot of Raised by Tilly Cole, because the main girl character is in a relationship with someone, not because she wants to be, because she feels like she has to be because of the mentality of the guy that she's in a relationship with, because he is crazy and he will go crazy without her. So I have 100 pages left. I will finish. Sorry if that's annoying. She is like going to town on that bone. Hi, Darcy. And Lily. See, when one jumps out, the other jumps in. Look at her. Look at her. Hi, Darcy. Hi. Hey guys, it is 11:30 on Wednesday, and I just updated you before finishing Undeniable by Madeline Sheehan. Before I get to this though, I have some book mail I want to show you. Sorry, let me update. Let me move this. There we go. I have book mail I want to show you. So my birthday is August 1st. I'm going to be turning 26 and I am very excited. I love having my birthday in the summer. I'm a twin, so my sister and I always celebrate together. Last year though, I had to work on my birthday. We had a planning day with my team at school. So it was fun hanging out with my coworkers, but this time I get to hang out with my sister, so we're excited. I don't know what we're doing yet, but I did already buy myself one gift because I wanted to, and so I am waiting until Prime Day to see if there's any book coupons. I think there typically are. That's like July 15th, I think. But I ended up purchasing Raphael by Tilly Cole as a gift to myself. Kind of early, but it's okay because I really want to read this, and it was on my wish list, and I just bought it for myself because I read the novella before this and loved it so much. Very dark, not even a romance for the novella, but it sets up the story, and I'm going to read it very soon. Hopefully within the next week I'll read it because I love Tilly Cole and her books are like my favorites. So I bought this for myself. I haven't even bought my sister's present yet. She knows I haven't bought her yet, but I'm going. I'm getting there. But yes, birthday present to myself, even though my birthday is not for a couple weeks. But yeah. Then I will talk about Undeniable by Madeline Sheehan. This one, I really hate the cover. It's really like if it was just the guy I would like it, but just that girl sitting there like pouting in the background, I'm like, okay. But I finished this morning. It's very short, 250 pages. I think I talked about it. It spans from when she's 5 to I think she's like 30 something. They're like 38 by the end in the epilogue. So it's pretty much her whole life. She's pretty much been destined to be with Deuce because they meet when she's 5, when she's visiting her dad in jail, and he's visiting his dad in jail, and he's in his early 20s. 16-year age difference. And then we flash forward to when she is 12, then she's 16, then she's 18, and then she's like 25. They meet a lot throughout her life, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's very MC, so they talk like MC, they are promiscuous like the MC, and there's a lot of violence in here. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 to 5 stars. I was kind of annoyed that like she was like the golden girl that everybody wanted and every man was going crazy for and would like do crazy things because they were all obsessed and in love with her. Like there were literally 3 guys fighting over her. 2 of which she didn't reciprocate those feelings and they were crazy going after her. And so that was a little bit excessive, and I didn't like the fact it is MC, so like they are not very faithful to the people they like or they're in love with, and literally every single male character in here cheats on someone. Even if, well, like all of them are married and we never see their wives and they're all going after other girls, and our main character and her best friend both like guys who are married and don't see that as an issue, and they never see those guys' wives except for maybe like once. And then when the guys are like, well, you're mine, I know I'm married but you're still gonna be mine, and then when they end up kind of like being with the girls, they still cheat on those girls. And like, I get that's the MC life most of the time in these books, but I like it when they have an old lady and like stay with her. Like they love her so much so they don't get with anybody else. I'm like, but I just can't help myself. I'm like, really? So the girls were all like supposed to be very faithful and loyal to the guys, but the guys just got to go and be with whoever they wanted, and it was multiple people. And that was annoying. I give 4 to 5 stars. The cheating was like really excessive and I wasn't a fan, but it was still really, really good MC. I'm excited to read more in this series. I see why everybody loves it. Like, I literally could not stop reading. It was so addicting from the beginning. And yeah, it was like a huge age gap and they talked about it, but I didn't really see it as a big issue because she was very headstrong and feisty and like really part of the MC life. So I enjoyed it. So for this reading vlog, I finished a total of 3 books that were really anticipated for me. One of my favorite books of all time now, The Gravity of Us by Bernice Cherry, gave it 5 stars. Then Violent Delights by Jessica Hawkins, a very good Mexican cartel dark romance that wasn't really romantic yet. I gave 5 out of 5 stars though. Really in love with this. And then Undeniable by Madeline Sheehan, gave this 4 to 5 stars, dark motorcycle romance. And now I want to read more motorcycle romances. So we'll see what I read next. But I'm going to end the vlog here, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below if you have any good MC romances for me or if you've read any of these. I would love to hear. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.